All right. What's up? What's good? What's going on? Welcome back to the War Zone once again. People, will we see George Capbosos against Devin Haney, the real Devin Haney, the dream Devin Haney with the real WBC belt? People, let's just start off by getting this myth and narrative straight. Capbosos is not the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. So if you know anything about boxing, Devin Haney has the real WBC belt. It sucks because all of these boxing platforms, I'm not talking about the channels, I'm talking about the boxing platforms, are pushing the narrative that Capbosos is undisputed. Just stop it, please. Let's just stop it. It's funny. Alexander Usyk has come forward saying that I want Vasily Lomachenko to fight for the undisputed championship of the world. So this is something that's been pushed in the last few days after Lomachenko coming off of a win against Richard Comey. I'm sorry, people, but this guy has 2 losses on his record. He lost the Unified Championship to Teofimo Lopez, who recently lost to George Capbosos, those same belts. Fought a fighter in Nakatani and a fighter in Richard Comey, who are both bums, period. Both bums in the lightweight division. What top lightweights have any of them really fought and were successful or even close? Period. So they're bums to me. We all know who the top lightweights are. But after winning those 2 fights, they are looking at Lomachenko like he is the next best thing since sliced bread, people. Totally trying to devalue the current WBC champion, whom Lomachenko ducked, might I say. And it looks as though George Capbosos is picking up where Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez left off. Let's stay away from this black fighter. Let's stay away from this black fighter. NBF, people. NBF. We all know how it goes, man. But anyway, man, to be honest with you, man, the fight that the people want to see, the fight that makes sense, financially and common sense wise, is this fight right here, people. This fight right here. So also they're talking about how chinny Devin Haney is, right? All right, let me just say this, man. Everybody knows it. They don't want to accept it. But set up the fight with Devin Haney and George Capbosos and watch George Capbosos get washed. I think he gets washed by any of the 4 top lightweights. Maybe even 5 that I can pick right offhand that will beat this guy. And I think he gets stopped. I think he gets stopped by 3 out of the 5. Put it that way. Uh, anyway, there was back and forth about whether or not Capbosos wanted to fight Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko. He had some really great things to say about Lomachenko, but I think Lou DiBella finally realized that the fight that really makes the most sense, especially financially right now, because I think George Capbosos is actually looking for his biggest payday. And with that being said, it would definitely not be with Bob Arum, Lomachenko in Top Rank. We all know that Bob Arum is a penny pincher. We all know that Devin Haney has his own promotional company, DHP. He's got Matchroom and he's got the Zone. So we all can agree that Capbosos' biggest payday, outside of a Gervonta Davis, who hasn't really expressed any interest in the fight, and I definitely don't see Mayweather Promotions going over to Australia. Devin Haney has expressed his interest in saying that he'll fight George Capbosos on Jupiter. So basically, we all know that financially, Devin Haney would be his biggest payday option at this moment. And he's willing to go anywhere to fight him. Not saying that the fight would actually take place in Australia. Eddie Hearn has said that there's a possibility that we could do this on a neutral site, which makes sense as well. But people, this will be for all the marbles. George Capbosos is not, people. I repeat. Let me repeat that again. So kill this narrative. He is not the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, people. There's one piece of the puzzle missing in the 4-belt era. He has 3. If you look at this belt that he has in this picture, people, that's a franchise belt, man, which has no designation. There's no value and no designation. So this is why these guys are so content with not fighting the other fighters, because when they parade around with this, they know the average dumb, illiterate fan has no idea that that's not the real belt. And they're actually, because of the narrative, they're convincing themselves that it is the real belt when it's not. Devin Haney holds the real WBC belt. But I guess they feel like, well, I've got 3 more. I got 2 more than he does, so that makes me the king. Nah, people. You want to settle this thing, man? Fight for Undisputed. Or are you going to be a coward? Like the rest of them, like Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, and duck. But that's all I see, people. So it looks like Lomachenko and Bob Arum, they're basically trying to wait on the WBO to mandate a fight with Capbosos. However, like I said, Capbosos has the options. He has options, man. What do you want to do? Fight for less money against somebody that I believe that will beat you in Lomachenko, or fight Devin Haney for all the marbles and get your biggest payday. Because that fight with Lomachenko will be a high-risk, low-reward fight, whereas Devin Haney is high risk, high reward. Well, people, man, I just wanted to point these things out, man, and I just wanted people to stop spreading this narrative, man, about George Capbosos being undisputed, people. Stop it. He's not. Because there's one thing standing in his way, and this man right here. If you ain't no duck like the rest of them, Step up to the plate, man, and get the smoke. Because Devin Haney wants to smoke. Obviously, you guys don't, man. So once again, man, I have no respect for those 3 belts, man. Those 3 extra belts. I have no respect for them because of the individuals who've held them. The last 2 individuals, 3 individuals that have held them, non-deserving of them. Because you, all 3 of you, seem like you're allergic to this man right here. Stop being cowards. Step up to the plate. Fight this man. If you're better than him and you think you can beat him, beat him. Get it over with. That's all I got, people. Peace and blessings to all. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And I'm out.